all right. Mahogany.
All right.
Frakes.
All right.
Terrence.
We're all right. All right.
And me. I stayed the same age in high school for too long. Was that the joke?
No. High school girls. I get older and they stay the same age.
I was doing the intro song from the 70s show.
From that 70s show?
That 70s show.
Oh, the one with the notorious rapist.
That's the one.
Ah.
Yeah. Good. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, I don't know why I did. The only decent actor on that show was the one who refused to stand up for his friend, but he was a notorious asshole himself.
Topher Grace?
Yeah. Apparently he was just a real arrogant dick.
No, I think he just knew how incredibly low class the people around him.
That is very possible too. It just seemed like he was an asshole because he didn't want to be around these people because he knew they were trash.
Yeah, I mean, I was neither here nor there, but with Topher Grace until Spider-Man 3, and I hated him until I saw him actually be not a bad Eddie Brock.
Mm-hmm.
He was the least bad thing of that movie.
Yeah, the problem with that movie was the Spider-Man parts.
Yeah.
Topher Grace was the best thing of Predators.
Oh, yeah,
He was good in that too.
Fun.
He's
He's a fun guy.
He's also in a fun episode of Love, Death, and Robots.
Which one was that one?
One of the ones that's like actually live action. Until it gets to the civilization that's developing in his freezer.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I remember that one now, yeah.
Yeah. It's a fun, weird episode.
I did enjoy him in American Ultra
I don't think I watched that one.
with Jesse Eisenberg, I think.
That's probably why I didn't watch that one.
It's a stoner Manchurian candidate CIA movie.
I didn't have much interest in it.
Topher Grace was the CIA agent. That's a weird string of letters and words to say CIA agent. Feels like you need an apostrophe behind the CIA apostrophe agent.
Well, I mean,
Like saying Samuel L. Jackson, and if you don't put that space between Samuel and L, it's just a long Samuel Jackson.
Samuel.
Yeah.
That's why I call him Sammy Jack.
No, you don't. I've never heard this before.
That's only when I see him in person do I call him that. Because, he and I are real close.
Has he hit you?
Can we talk about Topher Grace just a little bit longer? Because I want to point out that he was a delightful David Duke in The Last Black Klansman.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Was that who he played?
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, that physically, that actually is a close match for the period.
Yeah. But he came off as so likable and delightful, and you're like, oh, but wait a minute. He's awful.
I had a friend in 5th grade. I'm not going to say his name because people probably know him.
But anyway, this guy, Mike.
But he and I were...
Edward Furlong.
We had all of our classes were the same, so we hung out together. We had a very similar sense of humor. I went to stay at his house over the weekend, or, just to sleep over. And he's like, hey, let me show you something cool. And he takes me into his dad's room while his dad's not there and just shows me his clan hood and robe.
Jesus God.
And I was like, wait, I know what that is. He goes, yeah, isn't that cool?
No.
He's a high-ranking member. And I was like, oh, hey, Dad, come get me. And, I need to come home.
You turned into the walrus from Ren and Stimpy. Call the police.
Yeah, that was awkward after that because I was just avoiding him because I didn't know how to be like, yeah, I don't want to be friends with you because of your dad's actions that you find cool.
That's one thing I'm very proud to say. Like, I've never found anything my dad did cool ever. Not once.
I mean, I understand you're indoctrinated into this lifestyle. You're brought up to believe in these things that you're taught. So it's hard to shake that in the 5th grade. But yeah, still, sorry to bring things down on that.
Yeah, no, that was a real
depressing
downer.
note.
Thanks. It was a bummer. A very depressing tale. Speaking of depressing tales, we're playing a game.
Yeah, oh yeah. Let's pull
That was
that
a terrible
energy back
segue, I'm
from
sorry.
the morass.
Welcome, true believers or whatever, to Raiders of the Lark presents. What order did you want me to do in Frakes? And then you have a specific fucking fussy little order you like.
What? Oh, just do whatever you're gonna do, man. Oh,
Anyway, welcome to the world's most available heroes, Mutants and Masterminds 3rd edition game.
There it is.
that's good enough. I'm not gonna be anal about it. I got too much shit on my mind to actually care about the order of words.
You're about to tell us about it if I don't stop you. All right.
The last couple of times it was just a bit that I was doing.
Well then, folks, when last we left off, our team of superheroes was attempting to track down now a serial killer called the Edgelord, who is killing both superheroes' families and now one dead retired superhero. Seeking out Six Gun Gorilla's former teammates, you interviewed Blue Bolt in the hospital, and from him, you figured out you'll probably need to find the one undead member of their former team that probably knows more than the rest of them, Mr. Styx, who, according to all accounts that you've heard, was kidnapped after being severely maimed by a sorcerer of nebulous morality.
This was the guy who was a revenant, basically, and he went hog wild on his killer in a nursing home. Is that correct?
Correct.
Mr. Styx is.
Yes. 3 years ago, he was cut up and then disappeared by Paracelsus, the sorcerer.
Is his whole name Paracelsus the sorcerer, or is it Paracelsus, comma, who is a sorcerer?
He is a sorcerer. His name is, oh boy, Theophrastus Bombastus Paracelsus.
I see why he just goes by Paracelsus.
Yeah, you know. Using a contact that Adam the Cat knows, one Dr. Haunt by name, you travel to New York and find him a dead body to create a portal to the land of the dead, where Paracelsus makes his home, or rather, the realm of lost souls, where Paracelsus makes his home. After you guys provide a
Shark.
yeah, a shark carcass to the magic user, he creates a gruesome gate out of the dead creature, revealing to you the land of the dead, which you all either eagerly or hesitantly entered. And it was a very short time later that the ground began rumbling and the sky began darkening. Oh God, phone. Go away.
Don't
And,
blame the phone for how you were just talking.
Oh, it made the fucking, you've got a message chime real loud.
Oh, yeah, that's
You know,
that's what we all noticed.
You know how to be a little bitch all the time.
Step through the burgeoning, darkening sky.
Yes. And a maggot with a human face, roughly the size of a semi-truck with trailer, burst forth, calling for its mommy. And I believe that's where we left off, as you guys were heading through the land of the dead toward a distant mountain range, and now being waylaid by a monstrous maggot. In this, issue 6, we are going to call Edge of the Abyss. Let's roll initiative.
We step through that shark carcass.
Ooh.
That's a fun group of words too. Shark carcass.
Been remembering for weeks now what I rolled for initiative.
Oh, that's right. I've got a note. I rolled an 11, which is kind of funny because that's only 2 more than what I just re-rolled. But I'm taking it. Thank you, Mahogany, for reminding me inadvertently.
It's shake and bake, and I help.
Whew, okay. All right. Bubblegum, what'd you get?
26.
Okay. Cosmic Knight.
30.
30. Damn, you guys are hit. Defrag.
21.
21. And Cyber Squatch.
11.
Wow. You're really bringing down the curve, Cyber Squatch.
That's what I do.
I thought I was going to go first, rolling a natural 20 with this monster, but the first person in the order is Cosmic Knight. Cosmic Knight, you are on basically an empty field of dried, blasted, dusty rock, which now has a massive hole in it that a huge slime-dripping, pale, worm-like creature with a massive humanoid face burst from. The creature's mouth spreads unnaturally wide, and you see that its mouth is filled with little arms with sharp claws instead of teeth. It cries out for its mommy once again. What are you doing?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I went first. Sorry. I was like, ooh, how big is this thing?
Roughly the length of a semi with the trailer.
Oh.
The head is about the size of a smart car.
All right, so Cosmic Knight will he'll go to reach for his sword, and even though this thing's not human, he just, as soon as he goes to grab it, he has kind of flashbacks of what happened last time he drew this thing and murdered a bunch of stuff. So he's just gonna fly up and punch it.
Okay.
Right in its delightfully detailed face.
See, this is what we're supposed to kill.
Yeah, but he's just, he's having a moment. And honestly, the only difference between his sword can cut through a lot of stuff, but like I can actually hit easier with my fist, but I do one less damage. But that's gonna be a 30 again.
A 30.
Yeah.
That is definitely something I need to roll against, isn't it? Let's see.
Yeah, so I would have hit, yeah. And then the DC for my punches is 23.
All right.
Or wait, you have to dodge first or something, right?
Yeah, I try the parry, which I don't.
Okay.
You're just hitting his parry DC.
Oh,
with
yeah, okay.
Your roll.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, then the DC is 14. This thing's not easy, not hard to hit.
Yeah, so I waylay him, but now he gets to soak.
Yes.
Right.
Correct. I got to do a toughness roll versus your DC, which is 25. 24?
23.
23. Okay.
How so high?
It's 15 plus your
My strength.
Your damage rating, yeah.
Well, yeah, for my unarmed, my strength is 8. That's why.
Okay. I have a 28.
Oh, so a punch and a nothing.
All right, you punch. The creature takes the hit, and you see its eyes grow large, and like huge watery tears come streaming out, even as its face contorts with rage. Your go, Bubblegum.
All right, Bubblegum is going to like a rock, fly up 50 feet, and skaboosh with a 13 to not hit.
13 actually does hit. The dodge is 12. The dodge is 12.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
All right. Sweet. So yeah, I guess now you got to roll to soak it.
Yeah.
Soak it
So
up.
what's your
25 is the DC?
25 is the DC? That I have a big fat fail on that one with a 13. So how many ranks is that?
2.
I rolled a 3, unfortunately. Let's see. So 25.
You rolled
2 degrees of failure.
Yeah, 2 degrees. I don't think we
how
got
much?
to 3.
What?
He failed by the DC
By
was
12.
23. Oh, by 12. So 3 degrees.
3 degrees. All right, cool. Let's see.
So
to journal.
he takes a bruise and is staggered.
Yeah, bruise, staggered.
Okay then.
And play. There you go. Let me check that off. All right. And I got a bruise. And now it is the monsters go. Characters dazed and hindered. That means it's at half speed and a single standard action per round. The creature rears back and opens its mouth incredibly wide, almost entirely circularly, and blasts off the most despairing wail you've ever heard in a cone of damage that hits out quite far. The everyone to make DC 25.
Which one?
Will.
Now, don't we also get our if we have let me see. What is the thing where you roll like if you can dodge area attacks?
No, wait, no, yeah. Sorry.
Maybe-
Will is for the resist. My bad. It's dodges the roll for 25. My bad. The damage resistance is best on Will.
Oh, okay.
And I got a +2 for AoEs. Okay.
Ooh, dodge roll. I rolled a 13 plus 10 with my +2 circumstance to dodge. Just get it. 25, you say yes?
25, yes.
Just get it.
Son of a bitch! I just messed with 24.
All right. Then I'll need a will check from you. Will save from you for a DC 20.
Yeah, I failed too.
I cosmically failed.
The which one?
The wills,
dodging
the dodge. I rolled a natural 1.
Okay. Well, I'm not
I
sure if
failed the
natural one.
will
You failed the will, like by how much? What'd you roll? Sorry.
by 10.
Like 10? All right,
I
that's
rolled a
2.
10.
That's 2 degrees. So your
Oh,
days.
wait a second. I didn't fail the dodge because I have 2 rakes in this advantage. So my circumstance bonus is a +5, not a +2.
For
So that would've
evasion.
been- Yeah.
All right, then
So that
back
would've
that up.
been it.
Don't you dodge out of the way of the cone. Back to you, Cosmic Knight. You said you failed both saves.
No, I rolled a 1 on the dodge, but I got exactly a 20 on the will.
All right. Then you take the brunt of the wail of agony the thing is spraying out, but you are able to basically you got your own shit on your mind, so much so that it is basically blocked out whatever despair this thing is trying to induce on you. How about you, Defrag?
25.
25 for the dodge.
Oh, my will save.
Okay.
I failed the dodge.
All right. It gets you, then yes, you two are able to take your mind is like briefly flashed with visions of like horrible scenes from various different lives for various points in history, but like it's so muddled and confused. All your sense with like all you're given is a temporary sense of sadness and overwhelming despair, but it dissipates quickly as the creature's scream subsides, and we go to your turn, Defrag.
All right. Pull out my BMFG 1001
Mm-hmm.
and switch it to my Neuro Scrambler Blaster Bolt.
All right.
And let's see what happens here. So 22 to hit.
22, that'll do it.
And then the save DC, from what I understand, is a 20.
The 20, I do make that with it's a toughness soak, right?
No, it's a will save.
Will. I actually do make that too by 1. I just got a really high roll.
All right.
Let's see. Cyber Squatch, this huge gross worm is blasting out basically all the traumatic events of whatever souls comprise this horrible amalgamated monster. What are you doing?
Okay. How far away is he?
Not too far away. Cosmic Knight got there in a turn, basically popped up right within a move in front of you.
Okay. Power up my integrated arm cannon, and he has to give me a DC reflex save, I believe. That's what that is.
A dodge.
Yes, a dodge roll.
Is it a dodge roll, or are you just going against the dodge defense?
It's an area effect. It's a line.
Okay. All right, I got a 20.
Fail.
All right.
Fail by 2. My damage is 8. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. So the DC for him to soak would be 23.
All right, let's give it a go. That is not it. Let's see.
I think.
Oh, wait. I have to roll. I forgot. I do have to roll. It's a flat roll because it's unreliable.
Okay, well, we'll find out.
I do not get it. So it does not go off.
All right, you fire your weapon. The beam, it looks like it shoots out. but it does not have any power behind it. And so the creature recoils slightly before realizing it is not unharmed. We're back to you, Cosmic Knight, top of the order.
I think what kept him from his will save was so good is he was worried that the last thing he would have ever watched, because what he was watching before y'all came, before we went through the portal, was just Riz farts on TikTok.
Ugh.
And it's where the guy jumps out, he does a little dance in front of strangers, and then he farts and runs away. And I didn't want that to be the last thing I ever saw before I died.
Well, you know, I mean, that's a reasonable hope.
So yeah. So after the punch and it doing nothing, I think, and seeing that this thing's a giant monster, I think he'll decide that maybe this is a good time for the sword.
You hear the voice of Adam the Cat in your head. Robots, mutants, monsters, cut them up. I don't care.
And as that thought lingers, the sword comes from his back and the power arcs from its blade, and I strike. Well, I hope that's a 9 and not a 6. It is a 9.
All right.
That gives me a
Need a 12.
oh yeah, okay, that'll hit.
All right. Then,
A 6 would have hit. So DC 24.
DC 24, I failed that one by 1. So he gets another wound, but I don't think his track goes up at all, does it?
No.
No.
His bruises or wounds will stack.
Yeah,
so that just makes it easier for us to get that 4 degrees of failure to incapacitate him.
He basically stays staggered, though, correct?
Yeah, unless he gets healed.
Yeah. This is just a monster you guys are fighting in an unearthly area. It was basically just a way to introduce horror into the proceedings.
Did anybody get physically damaged from that blast? I can't remember.
No, everybody was able to either dodge it or shrug it off.
Okay, cool.
Bubblegum, your go. I'm sorry. Did you have anything else, Cosmic Knight?
No, I was just gonna burst a heal if people were hurt, but I'll stay toe to toe with the creature with my sword out now.
All right, Bubblegum then.
I'm a skadooshim again. Skabooshim again. Natural
All right.
1.
Oh,
Natural 1. Ah, Jesus. All right. We don't really have a thing for natural.
in this game, natural ones are just always a miss.
Yeah, this is always a miss. So we don't have anything special for natural ones yet until we think of something sinister.
I think we need more than 4 combats before we start adding in home house rules.
I said yet.
And I was giving you a good reason why.
All right. The creature is able to basically wiggle worm out of the way with a strangely prescient acuity. Your blast hits the dirt nearby it after it shifts suddenly, but it turns its gaze toward you and lunges. Wait, let's see.
I'm 50 feet up in the air.
You're 50 feet up in the air. Oh, so it only can do the scream at you.
I mean, I'm in front of it, hitting it with a sword.
That's true. So I'm going to go with you, Mr. Bitey Guy.
Yeah.
Or Mr. Hitty Guy. He attempts to make a bite at you. What is your parry defense?
20.
20. I hit you.
Okay.
And, so that you need to make a 25 strength.
Just making sure that these. What do I have? I have that. I'm impervious toughness. I'm sure his damage is his damage is going to be okay. 23.
23. I think that's 1 degree and a wound, right?
What was the DC?
25.
25. Yeah. So yeah, I'm bruised.
You're bruised. You got a bruise. Nothing else.
Okay.
All right. No, that was the worm. Now we're at defrag. Defrag. Do you think?
I'm switching over to energy blaster bolt damage and shoot. Less 12 to hit.
Yes. Wait. Oh no. Parry or dodge?
Dodge.
All right. Then yeah, 12 hits.
Okay.
14 is the parry. 12 is the dodge. It's super easy to hit.
Then it's 10 plus 15. I think what it is my rank's 10.
Okay.
So 25.
All right.
DC.
Let's see. I got a 17. He's taking 2 points of bruising, toughness. plus 8. That is 25 exactly. 17 plus 8. All right. All right. He is able to shrug off your blast.
All right, I will fly off a little bit further down.
Okay. Cyber
Make sure we're
Squash.
not all in a line.
It's a cone. I'll just tell you, just from like seeing the cone, it goes out at least 250 feet.
Well, I move over to the left, so if he aims at me, then he aims at me.
Gotcha. Cyber Squatch.
Well, the gun didn't go off, so arm extends out 15 feet, and I will cyber slash him. Squatch slash, rather. I was cracked in the corner, so 20 to hit.
20 will hit.
Oh, nice.
What's the damage?
The damage is strength based, so do I add my power ranks to my strength? Or is it just my strength?
It's generally like, okay, it won't really let you go over 10. So if it would max out at 10 somewhere along the line, then we use 10. But
Well, no, when you do the power, did you make it strength based or?
Yes, it is strength based.
Well, then you use your strength.
Okay, so it's just 8 damage.
So 23 DC.
soak, and that is a fail on the soak.
Nice.
Let's see. I got a 6 plus. Oh man. What is DC again? Sorry.
23.
2 degrees. So let's see. That puts another bruise on him. Doop doop.
And he stays staggered.
And he stays staggered. Yep.
Big slashy claws beat blast to damage.
Cosmic Knight. Unless you had anything else to do, Cyber Squatch.
No.
Okay.
Oh, well, I'll scatter a little bit as well so that there's no cone that he can.
Gotcha. You guys are spreading out, so he'll only be able to hit one or two of you in the cones.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Now that I've been hit, my my Birth of Stars shield will pulse and give me a little healing, hopefully, if I roll above a 5, and I rolled a 3, so nope.
Wow.
But that was a free action or a swift action? Free action. Yep. Anyway. And then I'll strike with my sword. Roll better than a 3, bud. 8. I'll take it because that's still a hit on this guy. So I slash into his face again with my star sword.
The creature screams out.
24.
What is the what was your thing again?
24.
24. Come on, big money. That is not big money. That's bad money. So 7 plus 8, that's 15. That's 10. So that's 2 degrees again. So that's another. He's still staggered. Another point of bruising.
Now, how many bruises can he get before his
Infinitesimal. It's just,
As many bruises as he can take, and still make the soak rolls, which gets much harder the more bruises you have.
That's right. That's how that works.
Yeah, like you can knock him into negative. I'm assuming negative saves.
Yeah, as long as you keep rolling nat 20s.
As long as I keep rolling. Yeah,
it's been like a month and a half since we did a combat.
It's been 2 weeks. Come on.
Since
combat. You're right. I'm sorry. Forgive me. It is your go, Bubblegum, unless not Cosmic Knight had something else.
Oh no! Unless I can free action to try to heal with a better roll than 3 again, but I can't do that.
Incorrect. Bubblegum.
Bubblegum is going to fly a bit higher, just to ensure that if you're going to aim, you're going to have to aim at only one of us.
Gotcha.
With the screech. And Skaboosh with a 19.
19 will do it. And
Skaboosh. 25 is what you're rolling.
I see. Roll a 12 plus 6. That's 18. No, wait. Yeah, 18. So that's what is the maximum?
7 is the difference.
Yeah, 7 difference. So that's only 1 degree, but that's another. That is another bruise.
We're bruising the fuck out of this maggot.
Basically, the way combat's, I guess, like now that we're getting a little better handle system is like your guys trying to get the guys saves low enough to when I roll incredibly badly, It knocks them out. That is the win condition, and I find it a little strange, but whatever.
Like it makes sense. It makes superhero combat sense.
Yes, it does.
You are
Yes,
right
it
there.
does.
The worm goes. The worm has taken probably the biggest hit again from Cosmic Knight. So Cosmic Knight, I'm afraid he's going to continue his assault on you.
That's what I'm here for. To be hit and heal.
I don't know. I'm not even sure he'll hit you with this one. 16 does not get
He will
your
not.
parry defense. Okay. The creature's mouth slams closed, but you near you, but you dodge out of the way with ease as the creature seems confused and frightened. It is your go. Not the worm, Dave Rag. The worm just went.
All right. I'm using multi-attack.
All right.
From what I'm understanding, you still only roll once.
You still only roll one, but it doesn't.
And then based off the degree of difference, it will increase the resist check that he has to make if he fails.
Yeah, like by +2 and +5.
Yeah. Different +2 for 2 degrees of success and +5 for 3 degrees of success.
Yes.
Ooh.
Okay,
Ooh.
what'd you get?
Listen to that excitement.
The DC, right, if it's a dodge roll, it's 12. You're up against, so do your math from that.
Well, okay. Well, so here's the thing. I rolled a 19 plus 10.
All right, 29.
That's also critical.
That is also critical.
There's criticals in this game?
Yes.
Shit.
They just increase they give you like some options, but I think the main one is increasing your efficacy by a step, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna increase the efficacy or
Increase
whatever.
your DC, right?
Yeah. That's right. All right. So let me see. Double check.
But crits are only 20 unless you increase the range, right?
I've increased mine. I used
I'm just making
the
sure.
dangerous ability. So anything I roll that's let me see, a 16 or higher.
Yeah, so there's no threats in this. If you increase the DC, if you increase your crit, you just get it by the look of it. Anyway, so what does that give you? So you have 29 altogether, minus 12. That brings us to like 17. That's at least 4 degrees of success. So describe what you're doing.
I aimed perfectly for this one. Like eyes, got it in the eye, and penetrated the eye, got the brain or whatever it is behind it or whatever it has.
All right. Defrag fires off his weapon multiple times in rapid succession, each one entering the strange eye socket of the massive head of this worm-like creature. It lets out one final, extremely loud, pitiable roar before evaporating into huge splashes of ectoplasm, and you can see numerous ghostly apparitions exploding out from the creature as it sort of falls apart into its component pieces. Suddenly the field around you is filled with collapsed and slowly getting up, barely visible, transparent figures of various types. Like some of them are insubstantial, some of them are like almost deformed humanoid figures, but all of them begin to move slowly away in different directions, away from where the worm has collapsed. Lost souls, once again, free to journey across this blasted landscape.
So it was like an amalgamation of lost souls with mommy issues?
Just despair. It's the general cry of despair that babies make when they're frightened or sad or want something and they don't know what it is.
I'm very familiar with that sound. I make it most nights.
Depressing. Moving on.
You make it here when you don't roll well. I don't think you realize it. Just subconsciously, your body goes.
It's that video where the guy's crying at the intervention.
It's still real to me. That's what I thought of.
That's despair.
You continue on towards the mountain range after that, I'm guessing, since the portal behind you has closed.
Following the yellow brick road.
The yellow brick road, in fact, is a dusty road at this point, but you actually can see that there are the dim outlines of what appear to be not raised roads, but recessed roads. All through this landscape, just little shallow but wide ditches filled with dust and cracked, dried mud and maybe ash. It's difficult to tell. Everything's so powdery and dead here. There is little wind, but when it whips up, it basically creates massive clouds of this ultra-fine powder everywhere. And you walk, and you walk, and you walk, until finally, Defrag, you feel a little prickle. There is an electric signal. Your power is telling you it's about 150 miles ahead.
Oh, okay. Oh, I know what. Can we see it?
You cannot see it. It's 150 miles from you.
Well, okay. Let me do this. As far as I can see, I will teleport the group.
All right.
See if we can make this faster.
Well, see,
Okay.
hold on. Maybe he can see it. Is the Netherrealm a flat planet?
It is. Is it a flat plane? I don't know. I'm gonna roll randomly for that. Let's go with that. Like, yes, it's a strange question, but it's something a spacefarer would think of.
I've seen flat planets. And by the way, your Earth is not one of them.
Sorry, the other D. There you go. So I'm gonna give it 50-50. Fuck it.
Yeah.
High, it's flat. Low, it's not. 36. This is not a flat plane.
Oh.
And I think you're confusing our planet, the roundness of it. I think you're mixing up the ice wall that goes around the edge so that we don't fall off.
Franks, I think you were away getting a drink.
I was.
Yeah. And you jumped right in with the perfect, because I was like, is the Netherrealm around or is it flat?
It is not
think you
flat. I
came
don't
in
know if
with the
it's
ice wall.
spherical per se, but it is certainly not flat.
Yeah.
It's a disc world.
It might be. Or it might be.
It's a concave disc.
Oh.
Or it might be just one giant mountain that is so lowly inclined.
Mm.
But yeah,
Well-
no, not flat. You teleport what is your maximum range, or just to the range you can see?
I am going to go see as much as I can. I don't have to I kind of got it I got the accurate ability on it.
Yeah.
So usually I consider that as like if I got GPS, I can teleport to that spot, but I don't have to necessarily see it.
Right.
So I'm looking at as long as I can fly up a little bit and see as far as I can,
All right.
and then I will come back down and then create a portal to that location.
All right. You fly up, see as far as you can, and the thing is, whenever you create the portal, you step out. The plane looks almost exactly the same, except for the rocks are different, but not by much. And you still get that tingle that something is ahead of you now by about 140 miles.
Well, I will use that tingle to be my reference point.
Yeah.
As my compass, and then go up and then triangulate, basically using that as my reference point to take us that direction. So we don't have to necessarily walk everywhere.
All right. So basically what you guys do are stepping between portal after portal as Defrag stops, senses things, creates another one, steps through another one with you guys following. And eventually you come within about a half mile of the electrical tingle, which you now can see. You see what appears to be a very dim light.
Oh, hold on.
Okay.
I'm wrong.
Okay.
We're having to walk.
Having to walk.
Oh no!
Unless that electrical tingle is like some kind of power line or something.
It is that's what I was trying to get at. There is a power.
And then I can teleport to it.
Okay. Good. The thing I was hinting at that you should do. We're going back to that. Okay. He creates a portal, and suddenly you guys step through it. Near a rickety old building. It looks like it's just made of, at one point, you're guessing, probably white boards with a black roof. It has like an overhanging awning area with a stone or concrete ground. And once the dust kicks up and blows around, you can see as the lamps outside begin to shake in the minor wind, there's the dim gleam of steel on the other side of the awning. Railroad tracks. You guys are basically on the outside of the building next to an external plug.
But railroad tracks.
Which way does it go?
It goes. Looks like there are 4 directions. It's like 2 coming into like the station. There's 2 side-by-side tracks on the side of the awning, and they both go off in different directions. And you can see like that they go on for a good long while before splitting. One of them splits again. One of them heads toward the mountains where you guys were instructed to go. You can see in the dim light of the overhang, there is a ticket booth where you see there's a figure in the dull, now yellowish light of the thing, just sort of sitting there looking either bored or asleep at the desk.
So let me ask this question real quick. Is any electrical going towards that castle, or are we going to have to take the train?
You're not detecting any other signals around.
Okay.
And in fact, you're not really getting any like further signals from here. It looks like their power is somehow self-generated from this location. But everything here is so like bald, naked, ambient. Picking up power signatures is probably the easiest thing you've ever done on this plane.
Go to the window and
right.
hit the little bell thing that's usually sitting there.
All right, you hit the bell. It goes pluck. Doesn't make a ding. Just sort of a hollow metal, striking metal through cloth kind of sound. The figure on the other side straightens up for a moment, and you see there's a. He's wearing like like the rent-a uniforms you get with the name tags on them, and you have to return them at the end of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in dull gray and black, and poking through the collar of the button-up is a black hood, and the only thing you see underneath it is like a desiccated skeletal mouth or skeletal figure's leathery, dried-out skin. And like his teeth, which the lips have been drawn away from, as it begins to speak. Welcome to Styx Rail. Do you have the fare?
Probably not.
Do you take loonies, or is it just pennies? What's your currency of choice here?
Well, he points to a sign behind him that you can barely see through the dusty glass. The price, always 2 denarii. It's fine. I'm used to making currency exchanges. No one respects tradition anymore.
We fought a giant fish to get here. Oh, we didn't.
Not in, real time.
Yeah.
We had a cutscene where we punched a shark to death.
The figure is like he reaches behind him and like pulls the cloth of the cowl over him, and you see like the blasted hole where his nose to be, and slowly as the cowl raised, the eye sockets are there, and you can see 2 pins of red light peering out of the empty socket. He's like, "Wait, you're not dead."
Not yet.
Then you're lost.
No, we know where we want to go. And it looks like one of these railroad tracks goes there.
I see. You're seeing that sorcerer on the mountain.
Yes.
Now, ideally, I'm not supposed to take passengers who haven't gotten here. You are essentially illegals in this part, friend.
Well, let me ask you a question real quick. If we get on this railroad track and go in the direction of the mountain, is there another train that's going to hit us before we get there?
This isn't a math problem. No.
Then I summon up a train.
or one of those things that we just pump the pump rail.
All right, you use your power to generate a train on the tracks, and the fellow goes, "Hey, I'm pretty sure that's against the rules."
Yeah, well, so is living.
Sorry about that, but we don't have time. All aboard.
Just make sure you're having money for the fare the next time. I'm not gonna file a report on that. My supervisor would kill me. He shuts the fucking gun, the booth as he's talking, muttering to himself.
As I pulled a little train whistle, and it looks like an old steam engine.
All right.
Looks
Classic.
like Charlie the Choo Choo from the Stephen King books. It's got kind of an evil look or a smile. It's hard to tell.
As you're building your train, as you've built your train and like open it up for boarding, you see like in the distance behind you from where you guys came, an explosion of dirt again, much like when the worm came out, but this time it's a massive ghostly train that flies up and then slams down onto the tracks and begins moving down them towards where you guys are, but it's on the tracks adjacent to you.
Oh, let's go.
All right.
Choo choo.
As you guys get on your generated train and get going, the other train just bolts by you. Like you just see out the little windows of your train, this ghostly train just fly by, basically just in almost imperceptibly fast. You get snatches of like faces through windows. You get like a little bit of a speed line, and then all it's gone is left sort of like a trail of ghostly white fire that quickly dissipates. As your train begins to move down the tracks toward the mountains.
Yeah, I'd rather be on this train than that train. I haven't been on a train in many, many years.
And certainly not outside of a crate.
Yeah. Most of the time it was just hitching a ride with the hobos.
What, did you think I actually put a passenger car on here? Get real.
Oh, no club car? The worst. All right. The train continues down the tracks and up the mountains. You sustain the power as it moves further. What is the speed that your train can get to, out of curiosity?
It's a bullet train, 250 kilometers a mile. 250 kilometers a mile? That's dumb.
Pretty much. Let's see.
Got some complicated physics there, buddy.
Yeah. It bends space-time.
Oh, let's see. I'm just having to create this thing. So,
All right.
what do you want to go with? Military. Okay, let's see.
Pretty fast sounds like a good
Yeah.
particle of time for me.
Semi?
Yeah.
Sure. Sounds right.
Motorhome.
Motorhome. All right.
Oh, wait a second. Wow, there's a train engine. Close. Okay, let's see. Train engine. Let's see. Speed 5. 60 miles per hour, 900 feet per round.
All right. Then the train gets up the speed, and you guys are moving along a fair clip towards the mountains. The train moves through some high rocks and then steadily upward on some very precarious looking side of the mountain kind of rails that basically you're looking at sheer drops on one side and mountainside on the other. You go through some tunnels through one portion of the mountain and come out on the other side as it goes up and up and up continuously along this sharp path at a pretty quick pace. Finally, you come to a long trestle over a big chasm, as the mountain that you're on is the gateway to the mountain that you're headed to. And you're moving along, and you see nothing but a sheer drop of utter blackness. The only landmark you really note is an old sign at the beginning of the trestle that says River Styx Memorial Bridge. And the only thing you see that could even indicate that there was a river here is the gap. After a short sojourn across the long trestle, you get onto the mountain you're headed for proper. Here, the mountain is a little lighter, like there's more gray light streaming onto it. And finally, after another half an hour of journeying along the twists and turns, circling up this mountain, you come to a little station that you can see in coming up on you pretty quick. So you have to brake it fairly hard and back it up a little bit to get into the station's disembarkation area. But there you have it. You've made the trip. You've gone through the land of lost souls and gotten to where you belong, or where you're headed, mostly. As you step out onto the awning, I assume your train dissipates.
I desummon it.
All right, yeah. The train dissipates in a blur of pixels, and you see a pretty well maintained train station in miniature here. There's no ticket booths or anything, but there's a place to rest. There's some benches, but just on the outside, there's a long staircase carved into the bare rock of the mountain, going upward. And when you step out onto that, you can see that there is a pretty impressive fortress at the top of the mountain.
You said that with a question?
It's a fortress tower. It's built in very many odd styles, as if someone did it willy-nilly according to various different moods throughout several centuries.
Oh, where is it that I just saw that they replaced one of the gargoyles with the Xenobite, the alien? It was intentional. It's not a cathedral, but it's somewhere overseas where the gargoyles that were up there were needing to be replaced. So they hired a contemporary artist and asked him to do
Xenomorphs.
Not xenomorphs, but not just xenomorphs, but they were we want to replace these gargoyles, and if we would also like some contemporary modern takes on gargoyle, and he did one of a xenomorph, a test one, and thought that they would be no, but they went, no, that's what we're talking about. So one of the gargoyles is an alien from Aliens.
That's funny. That's pretty cool.
It looks pretty dope.
Yeah, it looks great.
Well, then I would say yes, that this fortress definitely has that kind of weird aesthetic to it as you guys are heading up toward it. As you take your steps up the mountain, you're getting your steps in the day. It's another 10 minutes of brisk walking if you're walking briskly, or if you're a flyer type, you can probably just fly up.
I'm gonna do a hovering fly,
All right.
following up behind. I don't want to get my leg muscles in a cramp.
Okay.
I'll use my jet boots to leap up 60 feet every so often, land on a ledge.
All right.
Wait for it to cool down.
At the top of the stairs, there is a well-maintained courtyard where you see that there are things they look like oil lanterns, but they're giving up enough light to be basically grow lights. So this courtyard has vines and flowers and stuff growing on the walls and on the gates, and there's a wrought iron fence there, a wrought iron gate around a stone wall that leads to the interior, and you see that there is a suit of armor on either side of the gate. The suits of armor cross their halberds, and you hear echoing voices go, "Halt, who goes there?"
We're here to see the master of this estate.
On what business? They say in unison.
We need to speak with him about Mr. Styx.
The guards maintain their position, but one of them raises the visor on his helmet, which is empty, but you see that a raven hops out and begins flying toward the keep, and they hold that position for a while, and then the raven returns and climbs back into the armor, which shuts the visor. The halberds raise and say, "You are welcome, but mind yourself," they say as the gates open up for you in Paracelsus Fortress.
Of course. Thank you for your time and your speedy diligence in getting us an audience with your master.
They don't say anything.
Have a great day.
Proceed inward.
All right, you proceed inward. This is another upward climb, but a short one, as the courtyard leads to an outer bailey, which has a staircase leading up to the keep itself. the keep itself. The doors open as you approach. Torches flicker on, and as the big wooden doors open, you see a man that looks not really much like a man, standing there at the gate wearing a butler's uniform. He has a pronounced hunchback. He looks like he's made partially out of massive toad parts. He's got like one horn here on his forehead. One foot is like duck-like. One of his arms is scaly and reptilian. Hello there, welcome.
Demiurge.
Follow me. Walk this way, please.
Does he get the Torgo music when he walks around?
He does. Dun, 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 dun. The master is this way.
That's great.
Would you like some refreshments during your stay, sir and madam?
Yes.
Excellent. I am a wonderful mixologist.
Ooh, the Atom Cat introduced me to Jaeger bombs.
I shall consult my books. He leads you into a well-appointed, like it makes like the place you live is, you know, a fancy, modernly decorated mansion. This is like an old world Rococo, like what the fuck kind of opulent style castle decor going on here.
What is Rococo?
You know, just like the kind of overly ostentatious kind of like artwork.
A lot of carved flying buttresses.
Yeah, and then like lots of gold leaf, and
It looks rich.
it's very rich. It's what you think of when people say fancy. If you're like 9.
Palace of Versailles type artwork.
Yeah. This place has a very like just looted the great castles of Europe kind of look to it. And the room you're in, you see that there's a massive portrait of it looks like a little bald guy with like gray hair on his sides. He's dressed like in 15th century garb. He's holding a skull and a potion and some scrolls, and like it's just a very posed portrait. The butler sets you down here and says, "The master will be here shortly."
Thank you.
Anything you need to say to each other before the master shows up?
We're just here to ask about Mr. Sticks, right? And find out why are we here again? We want to question him about his former team and see if there's some sort of connection with the slasher. Is that?
Hey, you had the opportunity to go to Chicago and beat this information out of people, but you decided you want to go to the goddamn underworld. So here we are.
No, let me rephrase that. You hinted around that we'd be causing a lot of issues if we went to Chicago and beat the crap out of a bunch of people, because they run the underworld, the mafia runs the city, and it is a public relations issue.
That's
so
true.
We tried to avoid a public relations issue.
I didn't say that. Adam the cat said that because
You need to give Adam the Cat a not you voice.
Yes.
all my voices sound like me. It doesn't. I can't help it.
No, Torvid's different. Old Duckfoot has his own voice.
Torgo. Let's go with Torgo. Yeah.
You got to give us some indication. It's like, okay, this is a hint versus this is just information that your characters have. I don't know. I guess that would be metagaming.
Well, I mean, either still, my character's not going to argue with Adam the Cat. I already murdered people I wasn't supposed to.
It's true.
So I was just quietly following y'all's lead, and now we're in the dead worlds. And the Cyber Sasquatch doesn't know why.
Like, I went with the flow here, and now we're in a wizard castle in hell.
Blame me. That's the simplest answer.
It's not hell. It's just a portion of the underworld.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sheol.
It's Jeff's fault.
It is.
It's Helheim.
It's absolutely my fault.
It's actually it's like more like the waypoint between all those different locations. You guys are in the realm of lost souls.
Purgatory.
Yeah, basically.
So, Jeff, why are we here?
Cyber Squatch just kind of said it.
Yeah, I thought he was right.
No, he was pretty much.
The doors to a large room slam open dramatically as you see the same fella from the portrait amble his way in. Welcome. Hello. How are you doing? Hi.
I will stand and greet as is proper to a somewhat semi-noble. I want to give him my respect because he's also a wizard.
Yep. Wizard, alchemist, sorcerer. They call me all kinds of things, actually. But I like to think of myself as a man of science. Paracelsus. And you folks are members of the Crusaders of Justice. Am I not wrong?
That is correct.
I had expected at least one superhero team to be coming down to visit me at some point.
You definitely made welcoming on the way here. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be sarcastic. I apologize for that. We've had a very difficult day crossing your blasted lands. I lashed out at you unnecessarily. I do apologize for that. Hello, I am Cyber Squatch. Yes, we are part of the East Coast Crusaders of Justice, as my colleague Defrag says.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
Just very, very warm. Is it warm? Is it cold? What's the temperature here?
The temperature here in the keep is something that is warmish. Like keeps it warm in the keep. Everything else outside has been like cool, like a windless winter day.
I've just got a lot of dust in my fur and in my cybernetic parts, so please forgive my rudeness.
Oh, John, no problem, no problem. One assumes you're here about the Mr. Sticks.
Yes, please.
We're looking for information about his former team, and if any one of them might have had reason to be murdering the family members of the others, or if they had a reoccurring villain that had something to do with the murders of their team. We want to save the souls of or the lives of their family.
I'm afraid I have not actually spoken with Mr. Sticks for 3 years. But this way, if you'd like to see him, come.
Yes, please.
Did you two have a falling out?
No. I've just not put him back together yet after I found him all chop.
And that was 3 years ago, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He ushers you into what looks to be a part lab, part showroom. Like it's got like several curtained areas, and like there's a massive table with all kinds of bubbling beakers and goings on.
Oh, a science fair.
Yeah, very, very like old timey science fair kind of feel about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
They had science fairs in 1590.
They did. It was to figure out why the sun went dark for 3 hours.
Also in this room, you see that there is a round couch, and sitting on the round couch is a very lovely woman with red skin and short horns that has little wings on her back. She turns towards you, and the first thing out of her mouth is she points at you, Bubblegum, and goes, "Cute fit." She's not even here, is she?
Mahogany?
I just said why, thanks.
Oh, we didn't hear that at all.
Yeah, we didn't hear any of that. What's the Devil Girl's fit?
She's wearing more traditional outfits for her profession, mostly leather spikes and chains. Very.
I see you, girl.
She's like, "Oh, this old thing. My father likes me to keep things traditional when I'm on business." Paracelsus ushers you to sit down on the round old couch. It says, "You should come. I shall show you."
I should have played a fucking wizard. I like this guy's style.
He walks over to a wall and he pulls like a golden rope, and pulls back a curtain. And there you see 3 figures, kind of. The first figure you see is what's to be like assembled and floating, or non-assembled and floating are the remains of a green man that has been sliced and diced to a compromised extent that many of his body parts are no longer connected. And then you see coming off him in bands of protoplasm what appears to be his soul form. It looks to be like a normal human guy in a very old-timey police uniform, looking distressed, looking frightened, looking angry at times. And then you see connected to him by a dim chains, chains made out of light, is an angelic figure on the other side. But the angelic figure is tarnished in ways. Like she looks like she has a despairing look on her face, dark circles on her eyes. Her wings are ragged and graying with some black feathers mixed in.
So fallen. She looks like a fallen angel.
Yes, a little bit. Paracelsus extends his arms. Well, here you are, Mr. Styx. Not sure what his name was in real life, but he was one of the very few individuals in this world granted a legitimate guardian angel.
Oh, that's what's going on here. Okay.
Ah, yes. Unfortunately, the angel failed him at a crucial juncture, and he was not able to fulfill his mortal duties. Presumably for some cause of justice or righteousness way back when. Well, not that long ago. What year is it? What year is it really? I haven't been out.
2030?
2030, all right. So, 90-something, blah, 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 years ago. But at any point, this man killed the angel, strengthened her bonds rather than returning to her home a failure, or resurrecting him as a revenant so that he may get revenge, or she may get atonement, and it all turned out very poorly for the three of them. I have been wanting to study this sort of interaction for a long time, because, as I say, alchemy is my specialty, in addition to medicine. And what is the most important goal of alchemy? No, it is not gold. It is purifying the mortal soul. That's right. I didn't feel like waiting.
I always thought it was immortality.
No. Immortality is, unfortunately, a pipe dream. Now, you might think that I have achieved immortality despite being born in, 1530, but no. This form you see here is shorn up by a lot of magic. It is not something... I would not consider it true immortality. I am running on a deficit of magic.
I understand that, but from a technological side point.
Of course you do. Your people, they're very long-lived, are they not?
Yes, for the most part, unless they die a violent death, it is immortality.
How curious. I don't suppose I could get you to sell me your body should you die. For science!
I'm not sure if that's even possible anymore, given all of this. And
that's all right. I don't need the arms and the legs. I know how that shit works.
I mean, I won't be able to go back home even if I do die, so I'm open to negotiations.
Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, wonderful. He turns and says, Mr. Styx here is actually a contested prize, you see. You are not the first person to show up on my doorstep wanting both either access, he points at you guys, or possession, he points at the girl with the red skin.
Curious.
Frakes would be open to negotiation on that point too, but that's just my personal tastes. I'm weird.
No.
So what is it that you desire, ma'am? Is it the angel or the man?
The man's soul is out of my reach for now, but the guardian angel he is attached to him has become definitely susceptible to our influence, and we have had something of, she looks for a moment and says, an inbreeding problem where I'm from. A lot of the new blood so to speak. Being born out of the old infernal bloodlines has become weak, twisted, unfortunately disempowered.
That is unfortunate for you and yours.
Say, Livy, I'm not worried about that. This is all politics as far as I'm concerned. She sticks out her hand, and you see her body is lightly steaming, even here in the warmth of the castle. Call me Darla. Darla Damnation. It's the it's the name I've picked for the surface. I think it's cute. They'll think when I'm up there, I like to move about in the circles Paracelsus is in.
It gives me a very Betty Boop feel.
I met the creator of that. I think we had him tortured for 10 years. I think he's up to his eyeballs in shit somewhere.
Giving little rascals for me.
You know, the thing is, I was going for cute. I'll work it.
Very cute.
I'll workshop
All
it
little
though.
Rascals.
But
You strike me as a bit more of a Dahlia than a Darla.
oh, Dahlia Damnation.
You can have that one. That's for you.
You're cute. It's a shame we don't get many of you down there. You'd make wonderful soldiers after your soul is thoroughly transformed. We like to call it improved.
Okay, this went from fun to uncomfortable. Can we get back to Mr. Sticks here? Is there any way for us to communicate with his soul, or do you have to reassemble him, Mr. Paracelsus, Sorcerer Supreme? What would you prefer, my lord? What's your preferred?
Please, we're at home. You can call me Theo.
Theo.
Yo, my boy.
Very nice to meet you. You can call me Cyber or Squatch, or just Cyber Squatch, whatever. I don't remember what my original name was.
Huh. That's unfortunate. I can find that out for you. It might cost a little bit.
Well, if I'm selling you my body at the end anyway, well, that might be part of the.
Oh, then consider it a freeb. You, Cosmic Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Your
Oh.
people. I've never encountered before. I don't do much world traveling.
Yeah, not much to say about my people.
And you're not saying it admirably.
Yes, that's and intentionally.
Wonderful.
If he is any judge, they are all honorable warriors.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah. Warriors.
At any rate, the thing is, like I said, we have this dispute. Yes, I know you superheroes feel like you have a legitimate claim to one of your contemporaries / peers, yada, 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 yada. And you know, I did say I would put him back together. But you see, he is like a tripartite being. He snaps his fingers and the body comes together finally. It just all the wounds reseal until it's like a green corpse. Here you have the mindless undead. Here you have the soul that drives it. And here you have the angel that powers them and keeps them on the straight and narrow, barring one particular incident.
What would it cost to get them integrated again?
He turns to Darla. And you, my dear, I suppose we should start talking about costs. These folks, I sort of owe a debt to, but you're here unsolicited. She offers to stop the monthly raids on his palace by her minions if he'll do what she says. And he says, I don't have to worry about that. I'm actually quite stronger than your minions. She nods in agreement and says, it is a waste of effort, but my father loves it. You've got a lot of gadgets here, and he really likes them. He nods. Yes, I have many great gadgets. And they go back and forth for a moment. She basically making subtle threats as if they are beneficial to him. Him countering with the fact that he doesn't really need to worry about that. And then finally she says, what if I were to give you a 4-part being instead of a tripartite being to work with? And he raises eyebrows at that and turns to you. Well, she's making me a good offer here. Studying souls in bondage to each other. That is what my interest. That is where my interests lie.
Is there any way that we can simply commune with him before she takes possession?
Well, it was a bit tricky separating that from that. He points to the angel and then the soul.
What will you require for us to recover this individual?
He smiles.
I tell you, you put them back together will increase your knowledge of your alchemy thing, which is what you're wanting to do. And we're wanting them back together, so that gives you a chance to do both at the same time. What would it cost us to get that?
He smiles and says, I am what do you call a fool for deferred payments. I have many things on my list of things to do, but have very little time to do them or inclination.
Well, I don't see a problem as long as it does not go against our heroic nature.
No. None. Absolutely not. I would never send you in a situation that would compromise you morally. Sorry.
Morally.
English is like my 5th language.
How many such tasks would you require from us in the future?
Only one. You're only here for one thing, this fellow.
Hmm.
And while the forces of damnation, he points over his shoulder at Darla, are keen to get their hands on her, he points to the guardian angel that drives the power of Mr. Styx, I feel like they have the time. He turns to her, winks, to wait and try again at some other date. She sighs and nods and says, my father is going to really, really be upset. Yay! Begone! Get thee behind me, Satana. She laughs and then she disappears in a puff of sulfur. If you would do a task for me, then you of course can have this fellow. It's very difficult to recruit people of the appropriate power to do the things that I need done.
Well, I don't see. I'm just speaking for myself. I can't really speak for everybody else here. I'll let them speak for themselves. But if you can accomplish that, I don't see a problem with me assisting with your needs because you're helping us.
Good.
I agree with that sentiment for my personal self as well. I am willing to help you out, Theo, and ultimately we'll also be helping Mr. Styx, and hopefully, perhaps we can redeem his soul and his angel.
That would be a sight to see. And I will be keeping an eye on it, actually. He walks over to the green corpse of Mr. Styx and begins putting some glowing marks on his body with his finger. They quickly fade away. He's like, yes, keeping tabs. Absolutely.
I mean, he only really ate one person, right?
Oh, no. That is not Mr. Styx's sin. He ate a monster. Just because he caught the monster in a weakened state did not make it an evil act. No. What he did was let down the divine. But all that can be teased from him at your leisure. I really don't like divulging people's secrets, especially when they are such dark secrets.
Well, that's not what we're actually here for. We're not here for those secrets. He can keep his personal life personal. We're here for his professional life.
Oh, you're for no fun. All right.
Well, I'm always interested in his secrets, but that's not here nor now.
Correct. He claps his hands briefly and turns toward the tripartite being and begins muttering an incantation. It's like, step back. There is a chance that an uncontrolled berserk guardian angel may be in charge for a while.
No.
The body of the green body of Mr. Styx lands on the stage of the little curtained off area where he was hovering. And then finally, you see the ectoplasmic strands holding the soul of Mr. Styx, the 1930s police detective, pulling the spirit back toward the body, which sucks him in, and you hear him take a sharp inhalation of breath, knowing he doesn't need it except to talk. It's more reflexive than anything. And then finally, you see the chains of glowing light begin winching their way toward the body as well. And you see the guardian angel begin to struggle. Her face contorts into rage and fear, and her wings spread out, now becoming almost entirely black on the other side, as the guardian angel is sucked back into the form of Mr. Six, whose body glows dimly with bright, holy/unholy light. His eyes glow red briefly, and he collapses to the floor as the process is finished. Paracelsus calmly steps back about 10 feet. Mr. Styx, wake up! There is a loud bray of pain and anguish as Mr. Styx rises, his arms sticking out like a movie zombie.
So the angel was displeased to go back to her charge?
There were a number of tests that went on during the course of 3 years. You know, science. She might be displeased with me. In fact, I'm just going to step out right now, and I will see you. He disappears almost as if he basically turns sideways, as if he were two-dimensional, and disappears.
Stealing Bubblegum's thing.
But you notice, like, one of the portraits on the wall in here of him suddenly becomes very animate looking. The
bubblegum thing.
Mr. Styx, eyes glowing red, his body a pale green color. You see him you hear him still bellowing and yelling as he like tests his body out again, and finally he takes another deep inhalation of breath and goes, "Where the fuck am I?"
Oh, yeah, we recovered you. We made a deal, and you're back. It is 3 years after your previous, so things have changed. We need to update you. We need to find out more information.
Uh-huh.
Let's get out of here.
All right. I believe that's Bubblegum's cue.
I just heard her go to the bathroom in the real world.
Oh, okay.
Noisy.
Well, actually, I'll see about us getting. Let's head back down to the train station, and I will stop and talk to Paracelsus or whatever, and let him know what that we're about to leave, and when he wants to get in touch with us, I give him like my address, my internet address. And
all right, you walk Mr. Styx out of the area. You see, once Paracelsus sees it, he's calm. He greets him warmly. Mr. Styx, good to see you again. Wonderful. It's been so long, he says, looking at you guys pointedly. We should, unfortunately, have to have a catch-up at some other time. Some distant other time. And he pushes Styx toward the rest of the gang, turning towards Defrag. He says, I see that you are somewhat. He looks at you closely. Are you a fellow practitioner
of science? And I have you ever dealt with programming?
You are one of the new souls. Very funny stuff. This place draws your people in. One time I caught a soul that I had not been able to recognize readily. It was a creature made out of little squares, and it did not know where it was, and it did not know how it had gotten here. It just knew that it had not existed in where it came from in a while. It had been, what do you call it? When you make a thing go away.
Defragged? Or
deleted. It had been deleted off some server somewhere, the last server where it was on. Very strange. But yet it still had enough oomph behind it. People remembered it enough where it gave it a soul. And it ended up here. All sorts of strange things ends up here when they have been given animistic properties, including creatures from the worlds that you peruse. Remember that. You are not just creating science. You are creating immortal alchemy.
Oh yeah, I know. I've traveled other realms. I've been to Yggdrasil, which is the biometric network. It's the realm between worlds.
Ah, yes. I don't like to travel there. Too woodsy. But this place is hard to navigate itself ever since the river dried up.
Oh, it seems to be a nice train.
Yes, they put the trade in. They usually just give you a glass of water, and that helps you forget.
Haha, that's funny.
Just don't drink the water if you're on the train. That's all I'm telling you.
Did I ever get my Jaeger bombs?
Oh, sorry. Yes. You see that there are a number of drinks of dubious Jaeger bombery on the little end table where your Torgo fellow has created them. One of them is just strictly on fire. Like one of them is just slowly giving off micro explosions after explosion. He says, "I think I put too much bomb in this."
Just a hair. I slam it.
You explode from the inside out.
Make a new character. Oh.
One of them is just dripping blood.
I don't drink that one.
I don't have any updated editions of the Mr. Boston Guide. If you happen to return, I would greatly appreciate one.
No problem.
Real life player hates Jaeger bombs, but I've made a decision that Cosmic Knight's a fan of that shitty.
He seems like the type.
Yeah.
The 90s dude bro nerd culture.
This is what people like, right?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Are you back? Are you back, Mahogany?
No, I'm still in the bathroom.
Okay. Well, since we can hear you from the bathroom, Defrag mentioned you guys getting out of here, so that's your cue, actually.
My cue to what?
To use the soul thing that actually connects us back to the gate back to in New York.
Yes, you were given a gory shark tooth by.
Oh yeah, I dig around in my upstairs pocket and I grab it out.
All right.
Sometimes when I tuck things away in there, I forget they're in there.
I don't know. I feel like you forgot
too.
You pull out the shark's tooth, and basically you just have to throw it on the ground, according to Dr. Hunt. And when you do, you hear the world like stretch open, like you're tearing a hole in cellophane, and you see once again the streets of New York City from that alley, but this time it is daytime.
Link, step into the sunlight.
All right, you step into sunlight, taking Mr. Sticks with you. You hear from a darkened corner of the alley, "You've returned. Wonderful."
Yep.
You see the pinpoints of red light from underneath the top hat and through the raised coat lapels, and go, "Was Paracelsus amiable to your goals?" "Oh, Mr. Sticks." Mr. Sticks immediately recoils when he sees Dr. Hahn. He's like, You've been working with this guy?"
Yeah, he gives me the heebies and also the jeebies as well.
Well, let's get out of here. He points
how
to
we
Hahn.
got you out.
"I don't care how you got it, but I don't want to see you again." He points to Haunt. "You know what you did." Haunt laughs. "You know what you did."
Okay, let's go. And I will pull up a portal.
Okay. You pull up a portal. Where are you headed?
Back to the mansion.
All right. You pull up a portal to the mansion. The mansion appears before you guys step into it. And whenever you step out of the mansion, you hear, "Oh, thank God you're back. You've been gone 2 days."
Oh, was it 2 days for us?
Yes.
Well,
No, it wasn't 2 days for us. It was for you. It's been like you're actually not sure how long it's been. You suddenly feel very tired, like you haven't slept in a long time, but like the world just sort of caught up with you, or you caught up with it. Got dimension lag. I've seen it before. Adam flies over and says, "All right, we need to get to the briefing room. There's been developments, and we'll pick up on those developments next time on the world's most available heroes." Thank you for listening, everybody. Let's go to our new regular segment. Since Jeff got it to this time, I want the other three of you guys to roll me a D4 or a D6 or whatever, or D20. Give me a D20.
I mean, are we all supposed to roll the same dice?
No. Yeah, I'll roll a D20. except Jeff.
3.
12.
10.
All right, 12 has it. Frakes, what is the cover of issue 6 of the world's most available heroes look like?
What's the title
Oh, that's
again?
right. I forgot we were doing this.
The title of this episode or issue is Edge of the Abyss.
I think that it would be the giant baby-headed maggot with us fighting it in the distance. You would see because we did a landscape last time, didn't we? No, we
Well, all
didn't.
covers are pretty much landscapes.
We did the shark mouth.
Yeah.
We did a shark portal last time, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's an action shot of Cosmic Knight flying up, punching the giant maggot while Bubblegum does her skadoosh, and Defrag's got his BFG on his shoulder. It's shoulder mounted, right?
It's just it's like an assault rifle. I mean,
okay.
Oh, I was picturing like the light bazooka from the NAS.
actually, it's the gun from Fifth Element.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So you're blasting the Zorg blaster.
Yep.
And Cyber Squatch
Mine
has
is
got his
actually a skaboosh.
skaboosh. Sorry.
Skadoosh is what she gets next level.
We didn't want to step on Kung Fu Panda toes. But yeah, and then Cyber Squatch has his elongated arm slashing a big rent into the maggot body. In the background, we see the Jumble Castle on the mountaintop. And
All right.
we're on the train tracks
Okay,
fighting
Cool.
this thing. Putting all the elements in there.
got it. Thanks for listening, everyone. Make sure you check out our socials, yada yada yada. Check in the descriptions. You know how to find stuff. You're a savvy listener to podcasts. I believe in you. Good night.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.